What is up, YouTube? It is Matty, and I haven't done a recording for a good few days, so I feel a little bit rusty. Then again, a little bit refreshed and revitalised and ready to do a pretty cool recap with you guys. So I've picked out my favourite attacks from the war. And yeah, I mean, I've got to say, a few minutes ago I was pretty highly strung because I had to rush in the last couple of attacks. You can see the last I was doing had to do a couple of dips just to clear up the nines from the war, and anyway, that's a future war recap. Because on this one we're going to be looking at not my treasury. Let's have a little look. The war versus Arctic Force Finn, 78 to 74. So it was a pretty good war. They were 3-starers. So if we look at the stats, we didn't use a couple of our attacks, unfortunately. 21 to 15 on the 3-stars, so very interesting to see our bases being 3'd in a random matchup, also consistently, at least anyway. And yeah, really good war. Obviously some good content comes from it when they've got good bases, they do good attacks, that sort of thing. So we all round prefer the experience of a tough war. The only problem is our Town Hall 11 performance wasn't great, so we need to work on that. It was 3 versus 2 on the Town Hall 11s, and the Town Hall 10s dipped down to, let's have a look, there's number 9, 10, so they had 10 Town Hall 10s and we had 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's an even match up on that, just a couple more 11s in us, so not too shabby. I don't think there were any 8s, no, I'm not 100% sure on that. In fact, we could have a quick little look. No 8s. That's a pretty shocking design though. So yeah, good war. Interesting. We've got some interesting attacks to go through. We're going to kick off with J. Willie on number 26, so let's have a little look. Looks like he's doing an AQ Walk GoVaHo, 20 on 25 on the heroes versus 16 and 12. So that, as you guys know, Emphatic carry high on the heroes. So when it comes to range wars or random matchups, we normally end up weighing a little bit higher. I don't know why. I think maybe we're just really good at farming, or our expectations are a little bit higher and stuff. But if we've got any advice for anyone, you know, get strong heroes quick. You should be, if you're gemming them, you should be doing a hero level every couple of days, really. It's not until start of the depth, the high 30s, where it starts to get a little bit tricky to keep up. Like, I think I can count for a hero level every 3 days, over sort of at the 35 sort of region. So if you guys aren't high, if you're in your low 20s, teens even, I think you need to get on the dark farming a little bit better, or I guess it's how much gems and stuff people have got as to how much they're able to either gem time and or gem the boosting, that sort of thing. But yeah, getting the good heroes makes it everything a lot easier. Just getting a quick call off the wife, rejection. I don't think she knows I'm going to be recording either, so, and it is what it is. I'll have to deal with that consequence in a bit. Queen Walk's nice so far. The only risk here is that I was going to say the AD is going to start killing the hero and the healers, and then the Queen's going to die. I think there's not that much point defense over there, particularly if you can get that arch tower to start hitting the King or the Valks, but I don't think it will. I think the healers are going to die. I think the Queen might survive that. Oh, the arch tower has been distracted. That's perfect, because now he doesn't need to worry too much about the Queen dying. And you can see here a bit of reactive hogs, keep the Queen alive, keep her doing that damage per second, and there you go, look. And now on the right hand side, the Valks and the King going in. I mean, all 4 giant bombs have now been eliminated. There's no more threats, so we could just spam those hogs in anywhere, to be honest. But he's probably going to want to do it when he's getting a little bit of tanking, and you can see here they come in the little wave. He's probably going to heal over those 2 arch towers, I'd have thought, or unless he's going to swag the heal out. Looks like he's going to swag it. There you go. Nice clean 3. Good entry point with the the golems and the Valks. Nice little walk as well. Unfortunately the healers died, but he countered that by sending in some hogs to take down the defences that could have hurt her or killed her. And the next one we're going to look at is number 22. So I'm just going to do a quick scout. Here's the base, 2016 on the heroes. Anti-3 layout, follows a lot of the standard formats. Quite a bit of guesswork as to where the giant bombs are. If I was a betting man, this looks like almost like a 4 singles sort of base. I don't know if that's going to be a double because it's a bit too reachable. So I think this might even be 4 singles on this base. Let's have a look. Another Queen Walk GoVaHo got the quad quake to open up the base. Maybe an entry point over at 3 o'clock if he's going to quake open the core. Depends where he goes. Clearly not an entry point, by the way, because that's where he's dropped his queen. Because the army camps are a natural funnel, easy place to start the funnel. And you can see here, double golem down. The king's going to get instantly aggroed. Hopefully the it doesn't do too much damage to the golem, but it's only level 16 king, so it's not that bad. If it was a level 30, it'd be a different story. The wizard has started hitting the king, which is helpful. You know, a bit of counter damage that's happening to the golem. Valk's down, king down, and now the break in. So the triple wall breaker in by the mortar. Here's where he's going to want to consider opening the base, but he's just trying to keep his queen alive. That was getting close there. Unfortunately, the Expo's in a really awkward position. He needs to open up the base. His king's about to redirect. There we go. Base open. King has redirected. That quake should have probably been at the start of the raid. There was no reason. Maybe he forgot. But it would have been a lot easier if it was. That king redirecting has gone to the Expo, which is pretty handy, although could have achieved that with a single hog when it was shooting a golem or something. So again, not the best, but it worked out in the end. He's got a couple of wizards for cleanup, placed them on the end points where he needs to get the cleanup, but the hogs have just wrecked the rest of the base again. AQ Walk GoVaHo, when you get it right, if you can keep the queen alive, you can get a good entry point, get some traps in the process, which you can see here. Most of those giant bombs eliminated immediately. And there was a double, it's quite interesting. I don't know if the pathing would have been optimal on that, but he was able to, didn't matter anyway because the entry point covered it. So good attack, great attack by Chief Logan. I forgot his name there. 21 in with Blaine. Let's have a little look at the base. This one, so there is an obvious double spot straight by the clan castle between the Expo air defense and Wizard Tower, and questionable whether there's a second double. I mean, there's a lot of spots where giant bombs could be, same with Teslas. So I'll have a quick check if it was a cleanup raid or a fresh hit. So if it's a fresh hit, that'd be a lot of guesswork you got to do. And when it comes to doing fresh hits, guys, you know, don't be afraid to make a couple of assumptions. You've got to make assumptions because you just don't know. But you've got to go on your gut on where you would think that the most obvious place is. There's always going to sometimes be troll bases or they're not going to quite be where you thought they were and that sort of thing. But that's part of the fun of fair play. The guesswork and the hope and trying to get it right. And if you can get it right on the first time, it's such a nice feeling. I think that golem must have been a slight delayed drop, but it's nice because the golem's going in at a separate entry point with a couple of wizards and witches behind it, and it could do with taking that cannon out with some loons or a hog, because it's side hitting the queen, which is frustrating. So I would have potentially, there's so much going on, he probably hasn't noticed. Trying to get the quake in as well. That would have been a good spot to drop a couple of loons on that cannon, but it's out of play now anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. And you can see, because he's been able to find an entry point and get so many air defences early on, loons are just going to wreck the rest of the base. And you can see now he's gone down to the cannon, probably going to go to the archer tower as well. There it is, look, and they're targeting the air targeting defences, and boom, suddenly the raid is done. Yeah, it's really it's really nice when you can get a good all the air defences down with your kill squad, because it just makes the rest of the base just loonable. Back to the basics. Go low. Let's have a, if I check, what's it going to do? Yeah, look at all 4 air defences, all in a position where they're gettable, should we say. And the other thing was, obviously, he had to get to the queen. But he'd quaked it open enough to be able to get into her. So again, nice and easy, really. slightly poor layout, I think, on that one. Now number 21, if we have a little look, see if that was a fresh defence. 21 was a clean up by the look of it. Yeah, it's interesting to see which ones. I am going to show the replay on 20, which is a fresh, and I am going to show 14, 10, 5. So 14 was a clean, 10 was a clean, 5 and 4. 5 was a fresh. Anyway, let's crack on with the recap. Number 20 is next with Kryptonite. Let's have a little look at the raid. AQ Walks GoVaHo, just to be a little bit different. Let's have a look at the point he chooses to break. Now he's got the quad quake down, got the rage spell there as well, so there's either going to be a hound in the CC, which he's going to be aware of. Was this the fresh one? I've lost myself already. I think this was the fresh hit. I think it's kind of risky if on a fresh that you carry you don't carry a poison, because if it's double loon dragon, it can really cause an issue with trying to pop the ability in time to and then get the loons and that sort of thing. So it's just a little bit riskier in my opinion, which is why on my how to GoVaHo video that's featured on the front page of my channel, I prefer to use the double poison on a fresh hit, because now poison there would really help. But I guess he's got a rage and an ability to choose from. The only worry is that if the queen gets stuck on the dragon, the loon and the wizard get into position and take her down. So he's got, and there you go. That's funny. It's funny that I was talking about it and then it happened. So that is the risk you take when you do not take poisons on a fresh hit. Because if that CC is unfavourable, then you can become unstuck. And he was trying to get away with not using the ability. I know he was, and it caused him to fail because he was trying to not use the ability, because then it'd be a waste, because he'd be using the rage and the ability. Now the loon survived, putting some damage on the golem. The queen's dead, and I think I wanted to show this raid because so much went wrong. And he still managed to pull off the 3-star, which I thought was really interesting. I remember oh god, the spell placement's crazy. Okay, so he's broke. I'm going to try and carry on, and yeah, because sometimes things do go wrong, but it just shows if you do persevere, sometimes you can pull it back even through when it looks like it's just it's not your day and it's not going to happen. Nice hog drops have got him good so far. Heal spell is pretty good actually. It's going to keep the hogs alive for the Tesla farm, because there is that can cause a hog meltdown when it happens. And nice late hogs as well on the arch tower, because they're going to go through and maybe get to the cannon. No, that cannon won't go down through that, but the rest of the hogs will come through. And look at this. Oh, they did get it. It's surprising. The hogs are dwindling. He's going to have to pull something out now, because those hogs are going down slowly but surely. And again, more drama, because I don't know how he's going to pull the 3-star off now. What has he got left in the tank? A hog with a lot of health and an expo with not much health. Wow, that is potentially the closest I've seen a raid in a little while. That came off to be the 3. Anyway, a couple of hogs and a wizard's all he needed to get through on that. So yeah, managed to scrape his way through Crypt. Fair play though, because that one was the fresh. Yes. Okie dokie. Number 14. Let's go and have a look. Echoes, and I showed this one because it's a 10. Yes, you'll all agree on that, obviously. But it's a 9.5 really. There's no infernos there. I don't think there's any additional defences. Maybe a bit of additional wall. Queen and King are somewhat low level, but Echoes, Queen and King are quite low as well, and that's why I wanted to show this, because it just goes to show you you don't need 30-30 to pull off the 3 stars, that sort of thing. You can do it with the lower attacks. Yeah, he's doing is it a version of the max attack? I'm guessing. So the golem's in. He's going to get a couple of air defences here. Might even be able to get 3 if the push goes well enough. It depends what's in the CC and how much damage that does. Both golems are there. He's got the poisons. Could have done with placing a poison slightly earlier. And I normally double spam the poisons just to make sure. Rage spell there as well to help the CC. The loons are doing some damage to the golem. So 1 air defense gone, 2 air defenses gone. Will he get the third one? That's going to be the big question. He's going to get the Tesla. He's going to get the queen with the king, which is perfect. I think he's going to get another air defense here, guys. And you can see 1 hound swooping across, loons to help him out. The third air defense is down. That's just the final one now. Hound swooping in across the entire base. Second hound in from another angle. So 2 hounds to cope with 1 air defense. He had planned for taking 3 of the air defenses down there, and it paid off for him. He managed to get that hound is soaking up all the damage. Those loons should get through and get to that air defense and take it down. Just about. Oh my god, that was close. But the initial loons died, but the queen's there to help out, luckily, because those loons are dwindling quick. And it looks like it all just came off just about the end. A couple of wizards for cleanup as well. And it worked out to be a very nice attack. So yeah, good job whoever was running the Echoes account on that one. Nice to see some lower level heroes taking out a higher level base, 30 to 14. It's a pretty interesting jump up. Yeah, I do enjoy doing these recaps. It's there's always some good content to be shown in the wars. Chase dropping a 3 on this one. Yes, they're level 1 Infernos, but you still need to be able to 3 them. Chase sits relatively low in war. He's got his queen at 5 levels. He has got max golems and hounds, only level 3 freeze there, so he's got that up a couple of levels. And then jump is still the same level. Haste, you know, he hasn't. He's relatively new to the Channel 10 scene. Doing a shattered shattered Laloon. Double golem in, king, queen, just doing a pushing through to that multi-inferno. Wants to get the queen as well. Gonna try and get some air defenses in the process and see what he can do. There is one already, has gone down. He just needs to try and preferably get to a second, but I doubt he's going to be able to do it. It's just not. It looks a little bit difficult to get the a second air defense, so he's pretty much just got a plan for it. With max hounds, it doesn't matter too much because it gives you that little bit of extra HP to keep them alive. And when you're against lower level air defenses, you're going to be okay. And the queen clutched the second Inferno. That's absolutely awesome for him. And now she's getting Teslas. She might get that. If she gets that Expo, that's huge. That'd be a huge amount of value the queen's got on this range. She does get it, and the Tesla. Huge value from the queen. Loons pushing through the base, coming into the final air defense now. There's a load of loons survive. You've got pups everywhere cleaning up with some minions as well. Coming through to the final couple of defenses, and he's just about managed to do it. But to be fair, that is a lot of loons left. So he good hound placement to get the loon coverage and be able to keep them alive like that. He's got a barb. I don't know if he realises it's still in his camp. Maybe not, but the loons are just clearing up the high HP buildings, and the pups and the wizards come around to finish up as well. So beautiful attack by Chase, a great 3. I hope to get my first Channel 10 3-star soon. I am working on it, guys, but last couple of wars I've had to dip a couple of times to sort things out. And this was the fresh hit by Solid with a massively high 2-star hit. So let's have a look. It's a Go Wipe, or a variation of Go Wipe with a Queen Walk in. Found a good spot to do the walk. Now the risk here with the route he's going, which he's sending clockwise, is that air defense is in the prime spot to kill the healers. Also the Queen's looking ropey on health, but he drops the rage, and you can see what he's done here. This is what sort of majority of Town Hall 10 3-star attempts have started to become. Doing a queen walk in and out. So you've got sort of, he chose his entry point, breaking. What value can he get from this entry point? He can get the queen and an air defense, and pull the CC. He's gonna have to pop. I was gonna say he's gonna have to pop the ability he did, and the rage, and the king has come out to play, and the loon and the hound, and everything's there. The queen is hitting the king. She should get him down. He's run out of range though. The queen's going to maybe pull forward to get the I don't know if she's going to. Yes, here it is. Queen's going to get the king as well, so that's huge. for the because since it's a ground attack. And you can see now she's going to take down the arch tower, and she should run all the way back around. She was either going to break in at that point or run round. It's fortunate that she's decided to run around. She could see it was in her vision, so she doesn't mind walking quite a distance if the building that she's after is in her line of sight. Dropped a quick quake on the Town Hall CC Expo Inferno just to give them weaken them a bit. Now the Queen Walker's joined into the main kill squad, or not a kill squad really, the main attack squad now. Triple golem, so it's quite hefty on the tanking. Witches in, P.E.K.K.A in, King. It's just now going to be that push in through to the Town Hall. He's dropped an early freeze down to just try and keep the troops untouched by freeze for now, give them chance to get in. And here it is, here's the big push. King sat on the Town Hall, because there's no heroes to deal with, life's going to be much easier for him. The witches and the wizards running around the outside are going to get some good value, actually hopefully being able to take down that arch tower as well. I think they will, because the amount of skellies that are there distracting. Queen's sat in a pretty good spot. The healers, I don't know, they're on a golem, but the hopefully if the Queen can get and the King get that Inferno going down is huge as well. Unfortunately, if only the healers stayed out of range and maybe even on the Queen, could have got an even higher percentage raid. But the fact that those skellies and the witches are running around the outside while the golem's tank in the middle, and he's got the minions in to help as well, it's working out really nicely for him. And a series of things went right on this raid, and managed to whip up a massively high percentage at 80% on a pretty interesting base design. So great job by Solid on that hit. And the final one I wanted to show was another attack by Solid. So he's got a little spotlight this war, and it was on a Town Hall 11, and obviously he's a Town Hall 10, so it's a 10 versus 11, so it's hitting it up. There is a level 1 Eagle artillery there. Heroes are quite weak though, considering 26 on the Queen, which is disappointing considering he's got a level 8 Warden. The Queen is one you'd always want to get high quickly, because being able to do big walks like this, like we've seen in this video alone, particularly at the Town Hall 10 game, it's so important to be able to do big walks and to get value from the Queen and have her at the highest level she possibly can be, just to make the most out of it. So again, Solid's doing a sort of a Queen walk with a break in. Hopefully she's going to turn around, and she does, and goes in for the inside now. Now she's got quite a few defences on her, but she's in range. The healers are in range. She's taken down defence after defence, and the question is, can she get to that Eagle artillery? And I imagine he's going to be putting a jump spell down to give her get her access into it. I would have thought. I don't think she can reach it from the position it's in. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does. There's a rage spell again, just to help keep the Queen alive. And I imagine that artillery is going to be wanting to sort of detonate soon. What is he? Is he going to try and get it? I don't know. I'm genuinely. I can't remember the raid. It's been a couple of. I think I was going to plan to do the video yesterday. Couple of wall breakers in just to allow the wizard in. Couple more wall breakers. Where is he going with this? It's so interesting. Jump. Okay, there you go. Look, he's doing a straight up push into the Eagle artillery. There it is. Wall breakers have got him in the first layer. Then he just does the jump over straight in towards it. Queen's carrying on walking. She's gonna die though. She got caught by the Inferno, which I guess was inevitable. The CC are coming out. He's gonna have to deal with the heroes. So it's a massive just push rush in the core now. Can he get that Town Hall down is the big question. We're going to find out very soon. The wizards are in a good spot. King is on the Queen. Can the King turn around? And the Town Hall is gone. I have barely noticed it myself. And now it's a question of, can he get the percentage that he needs, which will be obviously the 50 to get the 2-star. And he's starting to pick off these external buildings now where the... Ooh, caught a trap. Where he just hasn't quite got the range, where the anti-air haven't quite got the range, and you can see he picks off enough buildings to be able to whip it to the 50%. The healers are sat there doing nothing, and they've got no one to heal, so it's a sad day for those guys. I'm sure they're going to go back and just reflect. But anyway, 56% on this raid, so great job to Solid hitting up. And yeah, great war all round. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, my recap of this war. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.